Hi, I guess I'm live now. Hopefully it's showing up. I haven't done a live stream in a long time, and it's okay. I have allergies going on right now. My nose is a little plugged up, but I thought I'd go live because I have a few things going on in my personal life, and I thought I'd share those because I think it can it it will be similar to what other people experience in their own life, and I call them triggers, like like which triggers anger or sadness. Or when I mean triggers, it's a negative thing. It's like it's something that pisses you off or makes you angry or sad. And for me, I've known for a long time, when I get triggered, I get angry, right? But I don't get verbally angry. I get internally angry, right? So it causes me to to go out on people, right? I take it out on other people sometimes, which I shouldn't, you know. But I realized recently that I'm focusing on that. I'm focusing on like my triggers, and I'm like, you know what? I'm pissed off. That made me angry. But then I learned that that's a trick. I guess what I'm trying to say is I realized my own trigger of what makes me angry. And once I realized that, I'm like, okay, just take a breather. You're angry about this or whatever the person said or what happened. And then I take a step back and remind myself that I have my own triggers, just like anybody else. And I'm like, okay, now easy now. No, like you don't know that person, right? Completely. You don't know these people. You don't know what they've been through. They don't know what I've been through. So it's not like, I guess what I'm trying to say is you're not going to figure everything out in like 3 seconds, right? So just take a moment and relax. And then once I did that, once I've done that, once I'm starting to do that, then it's like, cool, man. All right, I'm all right. You know, uh, my ego. I guess that's what it is. My ego goes away, and then I'm like, okay, I start thinking, right? Um, but I have triggers just like anybody else. I'm a human being. I get angry. I get emotional with certain things. It's just a matter of how I handle it, right? And you don't. I guess the thing is for me is I don't want to escalate a situation when I get angry. So it's better not to, even though I have in the past. So the best thing to do is de-escalate and um, and try to at least reason with somebody of where you're coming, or or try to figure out where they're coming from, or where you're coming from, if there's an argument, so to speak, um, or a misunderstanding. But and I made mistakes in my life many times where I just got too angry and I yelled, and it's just something that I understand now, that I understand better. So it's better, um I guess what I'm trying to say is just understand yourself. And if you know what makes you angry, if you're married, let's say, if you have a girlfriend, or you have something that triggers you, figure it out. And then if once you figure it out and say, well, this really pisses me off, and or she really if it's a person, or I don't like it when somebody says this to me, then figure it out. And then when try not to yell, because once you escalate the situation, it goes wrong, man. Nothing's gonna go right after that. So try to stay calm. Um, and I'll talk about flat Earth a little bit because um, one thing that does trigger me, it doesn't trigger me, but it does upset me when I watch this commercial. And I don't remember what the commercial was about, but it was a commercial. I don't know if it was insurance or food or what. It doesn't matter. It's advertisement, right? And so what they did was they posted in the commercial that said, "Well, this isn't true, and this isn't true," and or it wasn't that this wasn't true. They said flat Earth. They mentioned they threw a little Easter egg in there and said flat Earth and something else, and I was like, I thought the whole flat Earth thing was over, but commercials and advertisement is still throwing these little Easter eggs in there to remind people that flat Earth is ridiculous, right? That it's not true. But water always finds its level. How can it? I'm not saying it's flat. I'm just saying there is mountains and valleys and like Denver and there's it's a mile high over like mountains. It's a mile high over where I live in the Midwest by Chicago. But so I was watching, I don't even remember what I was watching, but that threw me off. I was like, it's all not true. Flat Earth is not true. Well, I mean, it is true because water is level. It's not flat, but it's level. There's waves and things like that. So anyway, that triggers me. And I felt like yelling at somebody, but nobody was around, right? Because I'm like, I mean, there's so much bullshit going on TV. And I was just trying to relax, go back to go to sleep, go back to sleep because I had to work them in the morning. But that pissed me off. I was like, damn, man, they're still they're still doing it. Now they have the Pfizer. I saw a Pfizer commercial for vaccines, and they have like these elderly people laughing, and I'm like, what's funny about that? I don't see anything funny about vaccines. This video might get taken down if I go too far with it because I made a video about vaccines before and I went deep into it, and I got a strike on it. So it's still going on, man. All this crazy manipulation is going on by the government and everything. So that triggers me. And, um, you know, I feel helpless sometimes. Like I can't do anything about it. Uh, but there's so many people that watch these commercials, that watch TV, and I have my TV on right now, by the way, but it's I'm not really paying attention to it. In fact, I'll turn it off. Um, I was just watching a sports game, but it's amazing how the what I call tell lie vision. So I can't remember the president of who it is. I know I'm a space station that and so many other people that can they've studied these kind of things very well historically, and uh, they're- they can articulate to you the president that that said, hey, let's make this TV that can basically what is it what did he say, like it was something about the masses. Anybody in the comment can make comments on that. It was basically saying you can like control the masses by this television box, and so everyone is zoomed into the box, and they watch it and they believe whatever they see, right? That's why I stopped watching TV so much because it was like, I mean, I like to, I know a lot of it is BS, but I like to get entertained. I watch comedy and things like that. But um but anyway, um so back to triggers. Yeah, so that's, I know my own triggers, right? So just whoever you are, you know, whoever subbed to my channel, which I don't have very many. A lot of people have thousands. I have like about 100 or 102. Um, just realize your own triggers and um, whether you're male or female. I'm not aggressive, so I don't comport to violence or anything like that. Just internally go into yourself and say what's the pattern or what always makes me angry. Like, I'm not talking about washing dishes or you know like cleaning stuff and stuff like that. That's fine. I mean, everyone gets a little upset about that. I'm talking about real big stuff, like somebody yelling at you or somebody calling you word like violent words or swear words or whatever you want to call them. That's a real trigger. So if you're in that sort of a relationship where you're calling each other names, or I've called ex-girlfriends names, and that was definitely my fault. When you get into a heated argument, get out. um when it's not like good for you, or you don't feel like it's good for you, just if you're a good person, or at least trying to be a generally good person. um I'm not perfect. I made a lot of mistakes in my life. But if you're trying, just get out. Just take a step back and say, you know what, this person is not treating me right. And then once you realize that, you might, you know, you might go into a better place, so to speak. So, and being by yourself, let's say if you've been in a relationship for a long time with someone, whether you're married or a girlfriend or whoever, fiance, um and it's hard to break up, right? It is hard, it does hurt. I've been through it a few times, right? But once you do it, in a way, you take a step back and you start looking at yourself, like I had, right? And then you go through I went through the mourning, so to speak, the mourning process. And uh and then you you start looking at different things, right? So that's what I did, that's what I had. So but anyway, so I do have a new job, and um it's kind of a dirty job in a way, but I'm getting paid. So that's, even though I disagree with the whole government system and everything, and cops, and I can go on and on about cops and things like that, and how they trigger me, um, to find, they just they're looking at numbers just to pull you over for whatever reason. So anyway, so yeah, so I cut my hair. I have a little, I haven't worn a hat in a long time, so you can see what my real hair looks like everywhere. I'm gonna cut all this off. I shaved my face, so we'll see. Yeah, so yeah, Labor Day is here on Monday, so I have a long weekend So hopefully I'll do a little bit of walking and enjoy the nice weather out there. It was hot. It at work it was like in the 90s, or yeah, it was 90 in the 90s this week. So I was sweating my butt off. At when I came home, I took a shower in the morning, and then I took a shower when I came home because I was like all sticky and sweaty, and just my nails were all dirty, even though I washed my hands because I'm working with like paint I don't want to gross people out, but I'm working with paint and oil and stuff like that. Um, so it's cool though. It's kind of like a new beginning. And one thing I thought about was I used to write poems. Um, well, I went to the Flattoberfest, and whoever knows about Flattoberfest, or it's in October, but it's called the like flat Earth, but they call it flat October, or Flattoberfest. And I started writing poems before I went there because I was inspired to go there and meet all these people that know that we don't live on a ball. And so I started writing poems. And so um, I have had an urge to start doing that. So just like rappers or whoever, you know, um, like rapping is like poetry in a way, right? It's your thoughts, but you're doing it in like in a rapping way, right? Which is kind of cool. So um I'm definitely want to do that. And but we'll see. But I just thought I'd go live for a little bit and talk about different things. I might come back on here and get something. Maybe I'll come back on here and cite a poem that I wrote. So that'll be pretty cool because I did write a poem about speaking. About I called it "Speak," but I don't have that poem. I don't have it memorized. I did share it with somebody else that wrote a poem, and she liked it, and she shared a poem with me, and I think she was from England or somewhere, and she shared that poem with me, or her poem, and I was like, damn, yours is much better than mine. So I was like impressed. So that's what poets do. They share their, like, what like when you sit down and write something, you're putting your thoughts on paper, right? Because it's like when I write a poem, I'm thinking, and it's artistic, but it's also feelings, right? It's what I'm feeling. And that's the cool thing about poetry and songs. So I definitely want to go back into that. Um, and it's definitely like it makes you feel good, right? It made me feel good. It always makes me feel good. So yeah. So anyway, I might open um a live stream where I might let somebody come in, or people come in that sub my channel and talk about a subject that I might come up with. It might be poems, it might be flat earth. It doesn't have to be about flat earth or the shape of the earth. um it could be about your thoughts of what's going on in your own life, and then we can have a chat. That's it. So I think I would do it on StreamYard, but anyway, I'm gonna end the live stream. I'm feeling happy right now. I'm gonna enjoy my weekend and have a rest. So thank you. Anybody? I saw a few people come in. Thank you. I see hearts and thanks whoever that is. Thank you so much. Um, I'll I'll end the live stream now. All right. Talk to y'all later. All right. Bye.